Hello traders, this is DAX recap video for the Monday, January the 7th. In front of us is the updated chart with adjusted zones that was posted before the open. And before the open we had this situation in pre-market that the price was around here. This is Friday after our highs zone, and that in the pre-market price was tested the 900 level. And with this chart I have also posted additional 240-minute chart just to see some bigger picture, to get some perspective of where we are now. And this spike here was the movement in the pre-market. This was the breakout level around 700, which bulls had to defend for today, and that was the main theme of my morning notes. Was basically expectation that we could have a pullback after this huge move to the upside. This is from yesterday's lows to today's pre-market high, like 500 points, that we should really get some pullback. And if we do get a pullback to this main support zone to 700, that from there we should really get a bounce. So a pullback first and a bounce then, and basically that is what happened. So for the traders that have the ability to short the market with the same idea, 500 points move to the upside, DAX very stretched to the upside, that we should have some kind of pullback, they could get a better price than the rest of us who could trade CFDs only on regular trading hours. For futures trading it's not a problem, but for CFDs at some brokers they only get regular trading hours. So let's switch for a bit just on 1 minute chart to observe that basically pre-market low, as I said, if we lose pre-market low early, in the early hours, this could open the door for this main support zone to be tested. And we lost pre-market low basically 3 minutes after the open. This here is like 902, 903. And this was the range established in the pre-market from this zone and the pre-market lows. So either you will go short directly this, but more clear-cut trade was to wait to see if this pre-market low is going to be broken, and it was very fast move either way to catch this. So basically break of the pre-market low, break down, pull back. Here is our entry point around pre-market low, around 800 level, with enough room to the downside for 80 points to get and to close near the zone, near the zone where we expect buyers to react. So this was the first trade, really a low-hanging fruit trade, a type of trade that was going according to the plan. And as I said on Twitter, just with using like some common sense and logic, you could expect after this kind of move pullback to this zone. And also note the Fib retracement levels that are perfectly aligned with the support and resistance zones, and that is also a good thing for you to see if you want to, fade the zone and go long from one of these zones. I said that stronger market could really should really not go below this 700. The 700 level is very important for the bulls to defend. And when they got here earlier in the session around 11 a.m., we had an immediate reaction here, like 30 points to the upside, but then they turned again. And if you missed this for long and you see this turning again to the zone, then you should really move your entry point lower and try to get the best possible allocation, like in the vicinity of 700, like 705, 700 and so on, because they could poke below a bit and you could got stopped like this. They made some kind of megaphone pattern, really something that the buyer would not like to see. and especially to hold for this many hours of this chop here. But all of this chop really from noon was to wait and see what the Americans are going to do. This here price action is basically waiting for the US markets to open. And when they opened, then we got the confirmation. They holded this 2520 level, which is the same as 700 on a DAX, breakout level on the S&P. They hold it first in pre-market, then after the open. This is 1530, the New York Stock Exchange open. As you can see, they never go below this, and after some struggling here, they went up, and DAX did the same. So all of this here is basically DAX waiting for the S&P for the direction. And if you got stopped here, then you should really go along here again, because this is a major zone, and poking below the zone for just like 15 or 20 points and immediately going back inside the zone could mean that that is a false breakout attempt. And then the target, as the time goes by and you know, the regular trading hours was over here at 5:30, you should really close near the previous cash close using this level as a target. Because the best hours for DAX trading is already over, and from here, or maybe your entry was later, this is you know, chopping here for many hours, and it is best just to grab these 60 or 70 points and you know, just wrap it up for today. So that was it. Basically two trades that went perfectly according to the plan, and plan was for us to expect a pullback to this level, and from this level expect a bounce. But now this bounce really is died here near the previous cash close. If we can look at that on a larger time frame, this you know, here that we are looking at now, that doesn't mean that the bulls are out of the woods. This level here can crack down and break down tomorrow if they don't push it above. Now they have to push it above 900 for this to have some legs, and this is now a news-driven market, because as I said on the morning notes, they're waiting for this trade talks that are in Beijing today and tomorrow, and if they don't get something decisive and decisively positive here, then market could just linger here a bit and then go lower again. We shall see about that. Just I'm mentioning this before because we should really be ready for either of the scenarios. A bullish scenario would require again attacking this level and breaking above today's pre-market high. Note also that we had a visible bearish divergence here on 240 minutes. So we shall see about tomorrow. The only thing that for tomorrow that is sure, that you will get another chart with adjusted zones if need to be adjusted. And I wish you good trading and good night.